Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Wolf King's Vids, and we're celebrating Happy Blasphemy Day. That's right, where even the most fateful claims are still scrutinized through the courses and boundaries of reason. So, in my panel, we got Christopher Stewart, we got Run Gab Guy Run, we've got Max's Hangout, and Clip Jumper 47. How you guys doing?
Fine.
Good.
I hate everything and everyone.
Oh, that's nice. You're fair that way.
Yeah. So to start off, this is we're celebrating the annual Blasphemy Day to commemorate, the understand that there is no human right to say you need not be offended, in response to that Danish cartoon backlash thing. And in honor of that, I have a little picture. Let's see. It's not a very good one, so keep in mind. Not because of here. Let me just change the adjustments.
His movements so no one can see the porn.
What up? Okay, check this out. Okay, so this is Muhammad, right? It's Muhammad, and this one is Jesus, and they're sharing basically a joint, and Muhammad's saying Jesus quit hogging the weed, and Jesus saying, hey, you didn't kill for this. I used magic to will it into existence. So chill. So there you go.
It's really pixelated.
Yeah.
But we'll take your word for it.
You should have just drew it on Microsoft Paint.
Okay, hold on. Let me use HD. Is that better?
Not yet.
Not really, no.
All right, just.
Yeah. Here, here's what I'll do. I'm just gonna open up a picture, and hopefully on screen share everyone will be able to see it. It's not gonna piss off all the Abrahamic religions, but I guess 2/3 is not bad. So here it is.
Nice.
Bacon flying spaghetti monster.
I actually have a funny meme that goes quite well with that. Where is it?
What is wrapped up in those bacon balls?
Not sure.
I need it though.
I don't know if I like the idea of bacon testicles. That just doesn't seem right to me. Okay, found it. There you go.
Yeah, also on this picture it says smoke through every day is a new commandment. And Happy Blasphemy Day right there at the end.
There we go. If the flying spaghetti monster didn't create life, why is DNA shaped like pasta? Checkmate evolution and creationism.
Point taken.
All right, but we got more. But we have more than that. Let's see. Now, what the fuck was I talking about? Okay, you guys are familiar with Theodore Schubat, right?
Yeah, that's shoot. I'm trying to remember who's that fake terrorist, ex-terrorist Muslim. You know, the one who started WorldNet Daily. That's his son, right?
Okay, yeah. Yeah,
Well,
the guy, his father is an ex. Whichever it was. It was somewhere like Lebanon or
Palestinian. Palestinian.
Yeah, he was a Palestinian terrorist in the PLO.
Yes,
and
he was terrorist.
converted to Christianity.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'd be willing to bet dollars to donuts he was never an ex-terrorist. He was never brought up on charges, and they let him immigrate into the United States. I mean, I don't know how the fuck that shit would have happened, like, at all.
Okay. Long story short, back to Theodore Schubat, crazy ass Christian bigot. Okay, so yeah, he basically made like a new video, and it's raising some flags. I just want to play the clip and just want you all to hear this and hold on, let's just turn that up. Yeah. And 100. Okay, let's go.
Tyranny. What we need in this country, what we need in the Western, what we need in the world. Forget America, forget the West, forget all this nationalistic prejudices and all this national pride bullcrap. What the world needs is a collective law. A collective law, not by some crazy guy in a library with a big mustache. Not some crazy professor in a university somewhere who thinks he's God. What we need is the law of God, the virtues of heaven, to become the law of the world. That is the bottom line. Do I believe in Christian world domination? Absolutely. I would be a liar if I said I didn't. Do I believe in Christian supremacy? Absolutely. Do I believe in democracy? Hell no. Do I believe in some sort of a democratic socialist republic? Hell no. I believe in monarchy. I believe in inquisitions. I believe we need to revive the system of the Middle Ages that we had. We had no fag problems. We didn't have a lot of serial killers back in those days. We didn't have freaking drug cartel problems. We had none of that crap. We didn't have no fags asking to be married. None of that garbage. It's homo tyranny. It needs to be destroyed. Christian world domination needs to be established. And homosexuality needs to be deemed as a crime. And the homos need to be told, hey, you got to stop that. If they don't stop that, then I'm sorry. We have an inquisition, and that inquisition will enact the death penalty, as the scripture tells us.
What you guys think of that?
Is it just?
I think
Is it just me, or is anyone else offended that he would say that about people with mustaches?
What?
Yeah.
What you say?
That was the one point I agreed with him on.
Oh fuck!
Yeah, honestly, that dude is gay as fuck. I'm not even joking. Like seriously, like, so you want all the dudes dead, all the gay dudes dead because you can't handle it. I mean, like, Satan is tempting me with the gayness. That's why I gotta kill all these guys. No, that's what you want. You want dick, and you can't handle it. That's why you're blaming it on external factors because you're a fucking moron.
Look, okay. Let's be fair though. Not every hateful, homophobic bigot is themselves gay. There are good. Granted, I think they make a much larger percent of the group than the regular average population, but at the end of the day, not every bigot, being a homophobic bigot doesn't entail you yourself are gay. So that's, but
you know what we need? We need that guy to take a trip to Mars without a spacesuit. That's what we need.
I mean, like, there's
just invented time machines in the Middle Ages.
When you hear that, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? I mean, seriously, and all gay like genocide of some sort. Like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah. I mean, the guy is basically ISIS, Christian ISIS.
Well, the difference is, I guess he hasn't killed anybody yet, but
that's fair enough.
but just the fact that he's willing to say it out in public and promote that idea is certainly reason for concern, and it's disturbing.
Yeah, I mean, there were no serial killers back in the time of the Crusades, except Christians doing that shit.
Wait.
They're not true Christians.
Well, they weren't obeying orthopraxy, but in any case,
they were defending Jerusalem for Jesus, so it was good.
Yeah, the Crusades are a bundle of political mess. I mean, it didn't. I mean, the Muslims were ruling over Jerusalem for 100 years beforehand. Nothing really happened. It was only really when they cut off trade routes where there was economic instability, and then took up crusade. But in any case, there was still serial killing going on in those times. It just wasn't well documented. I mean, this is kind of an era of time where we really don't have too much historical information on, crime and stuff that would happen. And you also had far lower rates of, you had in terms of rates of birth, far more baby deaths. You also had people dying of diseases much earlier. He didn't have any vaccines and many of the good medication that we have today. So he's kind of idealizing the medieval era.
Oh, Max, you know you're just progressive thinking because you're secretly Jewish. We all know.
Look, my hair aside.
Yeah. You can't fool me. I know you look like Seinfeld.
It's all right.
I know. I like. Yeah, but this guy's fucking nuts. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Yeah. You know why the Crusades failed mainly?
Which one?
All of them.
Well, no, I mean, the crusade against the Cathars, where they pretty much got killed.
Yeah, but really the main effort in itself struggled with manpower a lot of the time. And the main reason for that was diarrhea. The bad food and, trying to get food and, disease and things like that. Basically, it was diarrhea. It was people getting sick and dying.
Dysentery.
Yep.
That sounds about right. Yeah, but we can move on from this. Like, yeah, we sort of get it. Like, like Shubad is fucking ape shit.
Oh yeah.
Bad shit. Yep.
Yeah.
That sounds like it makes more sense. Okay, we got this fat yeah, Cliff.
I was just going to say, the thing that makes me chuckle about people like that is they talk about how, like proper Christians, and it was something that I did a little looking up after G-Man made a stupid video, as opposed to any of the other video, but specifically in this case it was very stupid. And it was he was saying about there's more Christians than there are atheists. And so I looked into it, and I actually discovered that atheists outnumber Christians by 30 million people. Now, of course, you think that sounds a bit strange. However, bear in mind that Catholics aren't proper Christians, you see, to people like G-Man, and neither are as witnesses, particularly anything other way. So, and the number of Protestants in the world is about 550 million, compared to the 580 million atheists. But of course he's the kind of person that will, pull the argument ad populum, and he will include the people who he wants to be Christians when he needs them, but will say, oh no, they're not proper Christians when he doesn't want them.
Oh yeah, idiots will play with numbers. That is a given. Yeah.
So, would you guys like to hear of a news story? Do you guys know what a sovereign citizen is?
Kind of. Like, it's someone who thinks that they can live off the land and, like, buy property.
Yeah, I've met a couple.
And they usually
I heard Ken Hovind actually try to do that shit.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Some of them do it for religious reasons, being Christian, and according to a story that came to me through the blog Dispatches from the Culture War, Kevin Francis Remy, who goes by the name of Birdman, in a series of YouTube videos and other online postings, was indicated on criminal non-support charges, and the 57-year-old, who claimed that he is not required to follow U.S. or state law as a so-called sovereign citizen, was arrested after he failed to show up last week for his arraignment on felony charges. Criminal non-support charges are ungraded to felony if the amount of unpaid child support exceeds $20,000 or if the payments have not been made for 2 years. Investigators said Remy intentionally withheld more than $84,000 child support payments. It says if you're not a U.S. citizen, you cannot be deported. He said, I know I have 3 citizenship. Number 1, heaven, 2 in America, and 3 in California. And that my primary citizenship, of course, is in heaven. So I was kind of wondering, are you guys going to deport me to heaven? Yep. The guy said he wants to be deported to heaven.
Where is that exactly?
In space, beyond time and space.
I think we should just strap his ass to a rocket ship and blast that thing into the atmosphere.
No. We have to invent a gateway.
You know what we should do? Let's just strand him on a planet, give him some food and water, like enough for a lifetime, and we'll do that. Like that movie, The Martian.
Or we could just put him in a prison cell with this big dude named Mike, who does terrible things to his cellmates, a lot of them that aren't really good for sovereign citizens, and we'll call that cell heaven.
Do you know that sounds like no, forget that. I'm not going to say Tom Holland. Damn it.
Yep. Okay, next video. Let's see. Okay, so we got some crazy jackass by the name of Todd Bentley, who claims he could bring back people.
Bring back people what?
Like from the dead.
Oh, that's retarded.
Yeah, I know. Playing the clip now.
That dead body we could pray for, but we don't. That would have been a great illustration. But I don't think anybody wants to sign up for that. But if we had one, this would be great. I'd have him at the altar under the sheet and just be preaching. I've done that, by the way. In Africa, I have a tent, so they can bring the dead, put them in the tent.
Oh, fuck you! Like, what the fuck? Oh, I've done that in Africa, my ass. That just pissed me off a little bit.
That seems very specific.
I know, right? Like, I did it, like, outside the U.S., you know, where no one could fucking see me without cameras and shit.
I'm preaching. Don't stink in the sun. That's a true literal story, by the way. I actually have a Raising the Dead tent that I've used for 10 years in Africa. I also use it for the demon-possessed, because I figured the dead and the demon-possessed could be in the same tent.
This is a bizarre class.
I actually put a sign on my tent called Dead Raising Tent. And people go, why do you have a tent called Dead Raising? I go, well, if I'm preaching in a city and anybody dies, I ask them to bring them to the meeting. We put them in the tent and we pray over them. And if nothing happens, we bury them. I said,
yeah. So, you know, if you're basically full of shit, you're full of shit, and you know, that means your beliefs aren't real, and that you're not fat Jesus, basically.
Give me 2 days. I mean, so if they're fresh, the closer they are to freshly dead, the easier they are to resurrect. The more days they get in there, once you get past the 4-day mark, it's somebody sent me a ridiculous prayer request. They're like, well, you know, they've been dead for 2 years. Can we still go for it? And I said, I think this is a joke, but biblically, you know, Lazarus was 4 days or whatever, so we could probably hit that max. But all joking aside, we really do pray for the dead to be raised, literally. So whenever we have opportunity, we at least go for it. If nothing happens, we bury them. So we do take prayer requests. When people die, they call us or they email us, and we pray. And then if nothing happens, we bury them. But we've prayed for probably 1,000 resurrections, literally. And we've had 35 resurrections of the dead, testimonies of people raised from the dead. Some of them I've seen.
Oh, okay, I'm putting this on save, and I'll be right back. I gotta do something right quick.
I have a similar one that is worth watching, which is the Brian Fisher one, which I think is kind of obscene, which is, let me have to turn the volume up a little bit. But.
Now, what this would mean in America's case, if we were to do this, and again, I'm just speaking hypothetically, if we were to take this seriously, if we were to do something about this, here's what it might look like. We would communicate to the world that strangers are welcome here in the United States under one condition, that they be willing to assimilate completely into American culture, that they be willing to adopt our God, that they be willing to adopt our Judeo-Christian heritage. Notice it's a Judeo-Christian heritage. We and the Jewish people share the same heritage, the same moral standards, so because they're part of the Judeo-Christian tradition and they honor it and revere it, they would be welcome here. Adopt our Christian holidays, not come into this country and expect to have special holidays, Muslim holidays. You know, there's one school board, we played the soundbite from that, where they're all torn up. I mean, you talk about division. And see, this is the problem. What you get is cultural division when you have two strongly held religious traditions that are completely incompatible with one another. They clash. What does that create? It creates a lack of unity. It creates conflict. It creates tension. And so the school board was being asked to officially place Muslim holidays on the school calendar. And the school board said, look, we can't do it. We can't afford another day of these students not being in class. If they have religious convictions, they can use a personal leave day. We've got a generous policy there. So it's the same policy that Jewish students use for Yom Kippur, Rosh Hashanah. Muslim students can use the same privilege. They can excuse themselves from school on that holiday, but we are not going to put it on the calendar. And a tremendous fracas ensued from that because of the tension. So we're going to expect people, and this is what we communicate to the world, if you come to America, you understand that we are a Christian country, and therefore we observe Christian holidays. Don't expect us to make room for your holidays. We're expecting you to accommodate yourself to our standards, our traditions, and our holidays. We will expect you to adopt our Christian moral values. No place, no room for Sharia law in the United States. We will expect you. You'll be welcome here. We'll open our arms to you. We'll open our hearts to you. We'll open our communities to you. But we will expect you to adopt our cultural and Christian moral standards. We will expect you to adopt our Christian heroes. And we will expect you to adopt our Christian history.
Dum, dum, dum.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's what fascism bigotry looks like.
Sorry, a phone call. Anyway, so let's see. The first thing.
Just so you know, I played the Brian Fisher says all immigrants are welcome as long as they convert to Christianity. I just played that.
Oh no, yeah, I heard that too. That was pretty good. Yeah, Brian Fisher's an asshole.
The thing that's funny about that is, isn't Islam a Abrahamic religion?
Of course.
That believes in the same God?
Yep, but that doesn't. Yep, but that doesn't count for reasons.
It depends on who you ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing that's kind of funny about it is that what about the Americans that already live there, like Afro-Caribbeans that are Muslims? Do they not count as proper citizens or something?
Nope.
Or how about the Native Americans they stole the land from?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no! See, they were practicing the Old Testament, like that was manifest destiny. It was their, that was divine providence. That was doing that.
Yeah, we got a God-given right to kick them off their land and do what the hell we want.
Yep. Numbers and Deuteronomy. Mm.
Yeah,
Here's another one I think is really fucking hilarious. Some jackass about Trump.
Faction in an event like the West Coast earthquakes hit. Yeah. That changes all of the normal patterns, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So if we have a major collapse or a bomb goes off, that's, God spoke to me. That man is so smart. And when I say that, I meant smart aleck. They think we can control the stock market. We can control anything we want. But natural events, when God shakes the world, man cannot stop what God's going to do. So it rewrites all of this with the events that God does. Rick, what do you think?
Donald.
I think these guys are fucking senile. Man thinks that they're so smart, like they can control stuff, but but nature is spooky. We don't know how that works. It's not like they got laws of physics that we can study how weather operates.
Tectonic plates move. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what it is. He's basically trying to suck up to the religious people to get them to vote for him. That's it.
Mm.
The guy's an opportunist. He's not a believer, not really. He believes in the dollar and profit and things of that nature.
Yeah, but to be honest with you, he's not really a politician. This is a joiner. But he actually has a good he's got a good nominee. Let's play the clip a little further so you figure it out. It'll be fun.
Okay, you brought him up. I did. All right.
Trying to make your ratings go up.
I believe it's prophetic because everything is prophetic. I think that
if God is going to give us a lot more time.
What's going on with Donald Trump? Why are so many people are attacking?
I'm not endorsing Donald Trump or,
I understand.
But you will talk about him.
But
I think it's if God is going to use a person turnaround, which he often does, he'll use a Cyrus or whatever. It's going to take somebody with this kind of boldness. I don't care what else you think about him. Somebody's got to rise up with incredible courage, boldness, and do things that nobody else, in my opinion, has been willing to do lately. I mean, we have some people in Congress or our government with some courage, some with a lot. I think Ted Cruz, for example,
So Trump has courage, Yeah. He's a courageous man, Yeah, fuck the Mexicans, fuck women, fuck everybody. I'm great.
You know the funny thing about it is that Trump is an English slang word for a fart that children would use.
Mm.
I trumped.
Yeah, and doesn't Roger mean to have sex with? Or to screw? Like, he got Rogered?
Yes.
Oh. Well, I thought that was shag.
Yeah, it's another word for the same thing. I think about English. We have got lots of words that mean the same thing. It has a nuance of homosexuality, though.
Cool. So yeah, Americans do that too. Let's just keep listening to this shit.
When he had to stand alone, he would stand alone. And I think a lot of him, and others there too, but it's going to take incredible boldness to think ways nobody else can think and do some things. If God is going to send us somebody to do it, I don't look for my hope to come out of Washington. That's not where my hope is.
Right, that's right.
I don't think there's anyone we could elect that, but, here, if there is going to be a turning, if there is going to be a repentance and a turning back to God in our country, I think God's going to give us a lot more time, and things are going to be better than ever.
So he thinks God is going to use Donald Trump to save America.
From what?
I don't know. I guess from itself.
Look, if God can use an ass to speak to Balaam, God can use an ass to speak to America. Oh wow, Ron Gavagairon was the only one who thought that.
Maybe that's Satan having a laugh at humanity. I guess.
I'm really perplexed by
Who knows?
I'm really perplexed by fundamentalists rallying around Trump. I mean, he is a dirtbag, by any measure, and just the fact that he's spouting off about immigrants, that's going to be the key thing that this religious groups are going to kind of circle their wagons around. Or I just when I was a believer, I would not have have been attracted or drawn to him because of his past and he's just a sleaze bag. You know, I don't understand how they don't see that.
Look,
the thing that makes me chuckle about it is that in the last election, the glove guy, Mitt Romney, the reason why he sucked so badly was because black people will vote for Obama, and so will the Hispanics as well. And that made the difference. It was the Hispanics that made the difference in the last U.S. election. So, do you think that alienating the Hispanics is going to help Trump at all?
No.
No way. No way.
Yeah, I'm more than happy to see him get the GOP nomination because I think he would be slaughtered in any general election by anybody that's on the left. So there's that.
I think anybody in the middle ground as well.
Yeah.
Anyone, because there are a lot of people who don't really care either way. There are a lot of people that have a middle stance because, like, for example, because the U.S. political system is kind of bipolar. It's you're one or the other. There's no real independent element to it, not very much. So, like in the UK, we have, several parties to choose from. In America, you've got one or the other. So if you're a pro-life person that's... sorry, try again. If you're a pro-choice person that's into small government, who'd you vote for?
Right.
It's a difficult choice for people like that.
Yeah.
And so are they going to, who are they going to vote for? Are they going to go for Trump? Or are they going to go for Bernie or Hillary or whoever? They're not going to go for Trump. The guy is a clown, and he really doesn't have any political ability, really.
Yeah. Well, that was.
He doesn't even have the political language to sort of, the wherewithal to say, okay, maybe I shouldn't say this about certain people because that might impact who doesn't vote for me.
Yeah. It was that was the big problem that McCain had in the, what was it, 2 elections ago with choosing Palin as his running mate. It was just that the middle could not go for that pair, especially given McCain's age and Palin's stupidity. To have that person one heartbeat away from being the president, and the middle saw that and said no thanks.
It just.
I think McCain could have, if he had chosen
It was bad enough having a well-led idiot in charge of the U.S. for 2 terms, as in George Bush. Let alone an idiot. An idiot. Just a plain idiot.
Yeah.
At least Bush had some sense of, sense of reality.
Yeah.
But,
if McCain had chosen better, I think he very well could have at least done competitively, in the election there. So, but yeah, Trump is just a doofus on the head of the ticket. So,
he's just a nonsensical carnival barker. But speaking of former presidential candidates who fuck up constantly, Michelle Bachmann. Okay, let me just.
Isn't she the lady who said that God told her to run twice, and both times she failed? Proving once and for all that God exists and He loves me and He has a sense of humor.
Yeah, apparently, she now wants to talk about bringing on end times. She says she's, according to this article, that she's envious of Middle Eastern countries because she believes they are obsessed with end times and bringing about end times, while Americans are overly blase about it. So she joined with Christian radio host Jan Markle.
When you say blaze, do you mean blase?
Yeah, blase.
I'm sorry.
It's fine, whatever. Okay. So they speculated about the apocalypse being so close that it might happen while they were still taping the segment. Quote: Shia Islam believes that the end times and the hidden Imam, the 12th Imam, comes about through an apocalypse. In other words, something that we would think of as a nuclear destruction. Buckman said they believe nuclear destruction brings about their culmination. I don't understand why any pulpit right now wouldn't also observe the times that we live in and explain it from a biblical perspective. The comment was in response to Mark L., who noted that Iran is very apocalyptic oriented. So yeah, they're fucking nuts. They're looking for a Messiah. They're very end time focused, Marco said, and yet our churches are absolutely bankrupt when it comes to talking about what the Bible has to say about the incredible last days we're in. Here we've got an Islamic country excited about the end times. We've got America bored with the fact that we're in the end times.
Yeah, they've been saying that for forever.
Yeah.
You know, hasn't happened yet.
They even tried to use the red moon eclipse as an excuse to talk about that shit.
Yeah, I saw one video where someone's talking about, this T-shirt is "Stand Up for Cancer," and it's like, it's S, an up sign, a number 4, and then C. And this person, they're kind of saying, oh, it's all to do with 7, magic number is 7, and so the rapture is going to come in September. And the up is the rapture thing, so it's pointing up, meaning the rapture is coming in September. And then it's 4 and 7, and that means it's the 27th or something. No, it's 2. Stand up 2 cancer. Sorry, stand up 2 cancer. So it's the 2, and then it's the C, which is makes it the 24th. And it's like, wait a second, but C is 100 in Roman numerals, so that could have been 2000, the year 2000. Oh wait, too late. Oh damn, people are hopeless. And the thing that really bothers me as well, they're so looking forward to the destruction of the earth and sitting up there and watching everybody burn. I find that kind of sick. It's the attitude of the the kid with the magnifying glass and an ant. Don't you think?
Yeah. People, I don't know. I guess when they get sick of life, they sort of want the world to burn. I get it to a degree, but rather than talking about this world being destroyed, talk about it getting better, or at least focus on ways it can get better. At least that's just my view. Talking about how it might go up in fire, who might be chosen, it's ridiculous. There's a theme with that. I actually remember hearing Howard Bloom on this on the DP podcast where it basically said that there's generally a mindset about this, about rallying around some, like the end of civilization as you know it, hoping that there's some, some savior, some way to, get through that, and you can become like the next generation that rebuilds it, some along that nature, and it's really ridiculous, how people a lot of them won't tend to learn from history.
Well, when your mindset is that this is kind of the practice life, and the real thing is after this, I guess it doesn't matter so much.
Yeah.
It's all that
But
promise.
then again, that won't stop some of them from bitching about them being called bad names on YouTube.
I don't know. I personally never got that attitude. For me, all life is pretty good. Like, even by standards set like 500 years ago, people today live better on average than people 500 years ago.
Better than people that lived 100 years ago. I mean,
better than that, yeah.
20 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the average person in the West lives better than a European king from the medieval ages. We don't lose our teeth. We don't die of diseases. Most of us live till old age. I mean, it's all pretty good. From my own perspective,
yeah, but like Max, you're
death
forgetting
is something
how
you never wish upon anyone.
you're forgetting about our antecedents and how they lived, to be hundreds of thousands of years old.
I mean, it's also
back in those days.
But it's also worth pointing out that there are people in the world that are dying every day, and we do nothing. And also, sorry, Max, but God especially does nothing. Happy Blasphemy Day.
Well, don't worry. We're all just molecules in motion. We don't really mean anything, so it's all good.
No, dude, you forget. No, hold on. You forgot the snort and also the the monotone voice. Oh, we're just we're just hamburgers with no soul. Oh. Yeah, the classic Bud King, right? Okay, next story. Okay, outrage after Tunisia arrests and anally probes a man for being gay. I'm literally not making this up. I'm gonna share the link.
Wait, they anally probed him for being gay. Isn't that kind of what you shouldn't do if they're gay? It's kind of like encouraging them, is it not?
Well, for them it's like a punishment, but I'm pretty sure this guy doesn't feel the same way.
To me, it would be like, oh, he's a straight guy. Let's punish him by putting a fleshlight on his dick.
Okay. Okay. Human rights groups are condemning Tunisia for its treatment of gays after authorities sentenced a man to a year in prison for sodomy and subjected him to an anal probe. Although it's rare. Hold on one second.
Do you want me to read it?
Yeah, go ahead, read it.
Although it's not rare for Tunisians to be arrested for homosexuality, the case has gained widespread attention after the accused went public and received unprecedented support from local and international human rights groups. It's an outrage, said Badir Baboui, with the Tunisian Association for Equality and Justice, adding that the trial resembles one from the Spanish Inquisition. And a host of other Tunisian human rights organizations, including the newly formed LGBT NGO Shams, condemned the criminalization of sodomy and called for the greater awareness of homosexual persecution in the country. We cannot be sure how many sexuals are subject to this treatment, Amna Jouali, Human Rights Watch coordinator researcher in Tunis, told Vice News. But we can say that persecution of homosexuals in Tunisia is not all that rare. On Monday, Human Rights Watch joined a chorus of Tunisian organizations condemning the arrest. Tunisian authorities should immediately revoke the man's prison term and release him, Human Rights Watch said in a statement. Police arrested the man, a university student whose name has not been released to the public. Earlier this month, in the Tunisian towns of Hammam, Sos, according to his lawyer, Fadoua Brahim. Police called in her client for questioning after his phone number was found on the body of a murdered man. Though he had no connection to the murder itself, the student admitted to having a sexual relationship with the deceased. The men then opened an investigation into his homosexuality under Article 230 of the Tunisian Penal Code, a controversial law that punishes sodomy with up to 3 years in prison. I can't help but point out that sodomy, by the definition, is anything other than penis and vagina sex. So effectively, kissing is oral sex, therefore sodomy. Just saying. Another statement was drawn up, and my client had to undergo an anal exam against his will, Graham said. The man was subjected to an anal probe in a nearby hospital to verify whether he was indeed homosexual. Persecutors submitted the test as evidence in the trial, and the court found the man guilty of violating Article 230. He was given a 1-year sentence on September the 24th. I don't understand why I was sentenced, the accused told the AFP afterwards. I want to get out and resume a normal life. I wonder what I'm going to do about my job, my studies. I don't want to be rejected by society. The state is currently being appealed. Duelli with Human Rights Watch said that the whole affair is emblematic of widespread arbitrary law enforcement practices in Tunisia and shines a light on how out of step the country's legal system is with international norms. Persecuting people for consensual sex, Human Rights Watch says, violates Tunisia's commitment under international law, and the practice of anal probing constitutes torture under the African Charter on Human and People's Rights, the Convention Against Torture, and the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, all of which Tunisia has ratified. The unprecedented outcry from civil society groups, however, may be a sign that attitudes towards homosexuality are changing. The issue used to be much more taboo. There's undeniably an opening in civil society right now, Duelli said. Given the legal system we have now, being gay in Tunisia is like living with a sword of Damocles over your head.
That's a bummer. You know what's bullshit? Tunisia gets to sit on...
Actually, it's a bum looking into, it's looking into someone's bum.
Ah, I see. I see what you did there. You know what's really fucked up? Tunisia actually sits in the UN's Human Rights Council. I mean, so as does Saudi Arabia and a lot of other of these really human rights violating nations. I really just don't see how or why we continue that.
Well, I think isn't Saudi Arabia hosting a conference on human rights this year?
Yes, which is like
ironic.
Yeah, I know, really. It would be kind of like Jeffrey Dahmer hosting an event on taking care and respecting other people.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be like, I don't know, Tim Davis hosting a conference on tolerance. You know. I actually kind of find that funny because there she was, she gave a speech and she's asking for tolerance, even though she's giving none. We need tolerance and understanding. Except for when it comes to gay people, that's different.
Craziness. Let's see now. Yeah, I like just the irony though. To like, oh yeah, you're gay. Now show us your asshole to prove it.
Yeah. So I mean, how do you find out if someone isn't gay? You know,
maybe
show us your email box and see what's in your spam. I mean,
Well, they would probably use that argument. Well, I'll tell you your ass, boy.
Yeah, let me show this in your ass. If you call me back, I swear to God, I'll know you're gay.
And not only that, I mean, how do you tell the people? I mean, I can't say that I know enough about it really, but how can you tell the people who? I'm sure there've got to be gay people that like to give it but not receive it. So what would be the difference? How can you tell with them?
Well, that's getting into like top and then bottom like this, and like friggin' zeros and ones and shit.
Yeah.
Wait, wait,
I'm
did I
sorry.
just, whoa, hold on. Did I just make a double entendre, like, unintentional?
The thing that's funny about it is, I remember, I can't remember what it was, but it was one of these people on Right Wing Watch or something like that, and they're saying about how, there's 72 ways a gay man can have sex, and it's like, how does he know? How much research has he done into this?
Well, yeah, apparently he's done 71 out of 72 ways.
Yeah, how much gay porn has he watched to tell? Oh, look, there's another one. And I mean, I remember having a discussion about this. Sort of I mentioned this, and I just happened to be in a chat with someone who is gay, and they said, "Oh, I should have a better look at him because I only know 14." Yeah, I should look at some of his claims because I only know 14. I thought that was quite funny.
Yeah. Just like the that guy from Uganda that eat the poo-poo man. Eat the poo-poo. Yes. Or get children out of here because we're gonna look at the gay porn and how they eat the poo-poo like ice cream.
Mm.
Yeah. Is this what Obama wants for Africa? For the sodomites to eat the poo-poo of our children?
I actually have a good one, but I'm going to find his name first.
Yeah, I got one. While we're waiting for that one, okay, some shit down in Florida. Let's see. Oh crap!
As opposed to.
Okay. All right, go back. Nah. Almost there, and we have. Fuck. Just about. Yeah, there we go. There it is. There it is. I see it. I see it. Yeah. Okay. So, school apologizes for teaching science in science class. Yeah.
How dare he?
Yeah.
What?
How dare they learn facts? That's not what I paid my taxes for.
I paid my taxes to give my kids a very expensive babysitting room. That was about it.
Yeah, he's supposed to be trained to build cars on the assembly line, not learn about science. Okay, so Florida, yeah, okay, Florida school apologizes for warning students that evolution deniers were trying to mislead them. They got buttered for telling the truth. For them telling the truth. So
is there more to?
There's a link.
Oh.
It's on Raw Story, and I'll read it right now. Okay. A controversial science lesson has been pulled from the curriculum at one Florida middle school after parents complained. According to ClickOrlando.com, the lesson touted not just the theory, rattled parents because they accused people who deny evolution of being liars, who are intentionally setting out to deceive others about the origins of the world. Parents of students at Heritage Middle School in Deltona, Florida, took to social media to complain that their children are being forced to reject faith in favor of science. The assignment sheet told students, next time someone tells you evolution is just a theory as a way of dismissing it, as if it's just something someone guessed at, remember they're using the non-scientific meaning of the word. If that person is a teacher, a minister, or some figure of authority, they should know better. In fact, they probably do, and they are trying to mislead you. Parent Jennifer Flincham said when she read the last two lines, the hair on the back of her neck went up. Flincham and the other parents believe that the school assignment is undermining their authority as parents to teach their children creationism. It's not so much the evolution aspect of it, it's just the way they phrased those few sentences, how they were kind of taking the rights away from the parents, said another parent named Lisa McNeil. Flincham said that now she questions the validity of what her son will be taught at the school. It does make me question what else they're going to put in front of him for the rest of the year, she said. The school issued an apology to parents that said, recently an 8th grade science assignment titled Not Just a Theory was distributed in an attempt to address current science standards for differentiating scientific theory and scientific law. The reading does meet this criterion up until the last two sentences of that state. If that person is a teacher or a minister or some figure of authority, they should know better. In fact, they probably do and are trying to mislead you. Upon this coming to our knowledge, the lesson has been retracted. In fact, please know that we apologize for this resource being used and take comfort in knowing it will not be used again. At no time is it our place to interfere with authorities of household beliefs. Should you like to discuss this further, do not hesitate to contact me. Wow. Yeah, so
I have a little one of my own, if I may.
Go ahead.
A U.S. anti-abortionist activist, Troy Newman, was blocked from entering Australia. A controversial American anti-abortionist activist who has called for doctors to perform terminations to be executed for murder has been blocked from entering Australia. Troy Newman is the head of the anti-abortion organisation Operation Rescue and was due to speak in Melbourne and Sydney, Brisbane, Hoddartons and Cairns over the next fortnight at events run by the group Rights to Life Australia. But in a statement, Immigration Minister Peter Dutton confirmed Mr. Newton's visa had been cancelled. Mr. Newton can appeal for a revocation of his decision, for revocation of this decision, and no further comment will be made during this appeal, Mr. Dutton said. In a Facebook post, Mr. Newton expressed his disgust at the decision. The Australian government has revoked my visa in mid-flight, he said. Mr. Newman said he was pulled off a plane in Denver and was told he could not travel to Los Angeles and then on to Melbourne. The pro-life campaigner had also posted a video of an awkward exchange with airport staff in Colorado. Please pray for me. I'm stuck in Denver airport like a man without a country, he said. Yeah, Denver does kind of suck. The Operation Rescue website said Mr. Newman had booked another ticket on a different airline and will travel on a Los Angeles flight tonight in the hope he can still fly to Melbourne. But he still won't be able to get in the country yet, idiot. In a statement, Right to Life Australia spokeswoman Mary Collier said, "We're all very upset that this has happened and we're working furiously to turn it around." But Sarah Ryan, co-president of pro-choice group Reproductive Choice Australia, said she was pleased with the decision. While Reproductive Choice Australia supports the right of freedom of expression and believes people are entitled to their own opinions, we still believe there's no place in Australia for extremist views like Troy Newman's, she said. Several Australian politicians, including Labour backbencher Terry Butler, has also called for Mr. Newman to be banned from entering the country. I'm concerned that Mr. Newman's presence in Australia will cause significant harm to our community, Ms. Butler said in a letter to the Immigration Minister. I'm most concerned that Mr. Newman's call for abortionists to be executed could lead to threats for the commission of acts against violence against women and medical professionals. Mr. Newman is the co-author of the book The Blood Cries Out, which was published in 2000. In the book, he questions why doctors who perform abortions are not executed and asks why women or men who request the procedure are not charged with murder. On Sunday, it also confirmed that Australian government had blocked US singer Chris Brown from entering the country because of his history of domestic violence. Yeah. Poor guy. Poor guy. They don't want an arsehole in their country. I wonder why.
Yeah, I mean, if you're basically trying to deny rights to people, with their own individual autonomy, I mean, I could see how that might be an issue, because that's totalitarian as fuck.
Well, he wants to deny them their right to life, it seems.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really his pro-life position that's being contested. It's the murder of doctors position that seems to be in contest.
Yeah, the doctors and the and their patients.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that they talk about pro-life, but up until it comes to like actual live humans, like like adults, for example, and like what the fuck.
Yeah, the people, he's worried about the life of the children that don't actually exist and don't have a thought yet.
Wait, what do you mean the children don't exist?
Well, the baby, the pre-born babies.
The unborn, basically, like the developing, like
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they exist. It's not like they're in a vacuum of nothingness and then just poof.
Yeah, but what I mean is they haven't been born yet.
Yeah, the unborn.
Okay.
Yeah, and also. Yeah. Anyway, but also that, and yeah, this Florida fucking school, like talking about like, it's ridiculous. I mean, because it's not giving a warning is not the same as taking the authority away from parents. It's just that, I mean, hell, if you want to tell your kids some stuff, that's fine. But basically, like trying to stop them from being scientifically literate, you are denying them that when you try to like censor them from learning about science. I mean, that's ridiculous. I mean, we got the fossils, we got the DNA that show like like common ancestry is a fact. To reject your kid from learning that is tantamount to you're making your child willfully ignorant. That's ridiculous. I mean, you want to teach them that stuff at the home or in church, fine. But in science, they're gonna learn science. They're gonna learn about evolution. They're gonna learn about climate change. They're gonna learn about this stuff because that's science. There's evidence for that shit.
Well, you know what they're doing. I mean, it's not enough that they do it to themselves, but what they're doing to their children is saying, "Close your eyes, son. Stick the fingers in the ears and go la 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 la." So I'm not going to even let my child understand this stuff and listen to this stuff.
Right. I mean, it's not even a debate at this point. It's really just a culture war.
Hmm.
I mean, when you can't deal with the fact that society changes as a result of like the accumulation of said knowledge, it could get ridiculous with this whole persecution complex. Sideshows come about, and it becomes ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. What else we got down the line? Okay, serial rapist doctor, that's interesting. Let's see.
That's kind of ironic, isn't it? You've heard of the Hippocratic Oath, right? It's the one where I swear to do no harm.
Hypocrite.
Yeah, Hippocratic Oath, yeah.
I see what you did there, it's funny. Yep. Yeah, I think this might be the last story for the moment. Okay, no jail for San Diego doctor who raped and photographed unconscious women at low-income clinic. Ooh. Holy fuck. Yeah, okay, so I got the link right here. I'll put it in the side chat and also out there in the external so people could see. Okay. Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, I'll just read this right now.
Do you want me to screen share it for you?
It's cool, I got it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, a San Diego physician avoided jail despite admitting to raping and photographing unconscious patients at low-income health clinic. Okay, the doctor in question is Dr. Jeffrey Joel Abrams, who pleaded guilty in June to 8 counts of sexual penetration of an unconscious person, 3 counts of sexual battery, and 1 count of possession of child pornography, reported the Times of San Diego. The 68-year-old Abrams, who was barred from ever practicing medicine again, was sentenced to 25 years and 8 months in prison. But Judge Laura Halgren suspended the entire term and ordered the doctor to serve 1 year of house arrest instead.
Crikey, you get 25 years, and that's suspended for 1 year.
Okay, hold on, Cliff. Let me just read this. Okay, prosecutors said that they agreed to accept the plea deal in part because Abrams is suffering from kidney cancer and other health problems, and also to avoid requiring victims to testify in court. Investigators said that Abrams conducted unnecessary and inappropriate vaginal exams on patients at Volunteers in Medicine, and he told women that he needed cell phone photographs of their genitals for teaching purposes. Yeah, I bet. However, none of these photos, which potentially involved thousands of patients, were found in the patient's medical records. The charges are related to incidents involving 12 victims, including an 8-year-old girl between June 2010 and June 2014. One of the patients alerted authorities after she said Abrams touched her genitals and took photos early last year. Abrams must register as a sex offender and will serve 5 years on probation after his house arrest ends. Several victims have filed a civil lawsuit against the physician. So while he doesn't get jail time as a result of this, he can't do medicine anymore, and he's got house arrest and 5 years probation, which I think is really fucking good for this guy. But I don't know. Our criminal justice system need to work better.
Yeah, I mean, he molested an 8-year-old.
Yeah, he did.
You know, and he's going to get house arrest. So he's going to be okay. He's going to be able to go to bed and watch the TV, you know, and, you know, maybe get to have sex with some girl or something. I don't know. You know, I mean, what the fuck?
I mean, it literally is. The story literally is fucked up in that. I mean, they said just because he had cancer and they didn't want the women to come forward, you know, it was really ridiculous. I'm pretty sure that some women were offended to the point that they would come up for justice. You know, like they would approach, you know, they would show up in court for a lawsuit. But you know, I feel like just because that he has kidney cancer, well, you know, that's sort of you know, inconsequential to the case of what you did, you know. But yeah, I guess, you know, the one silver lining is that at least he can't do medicine anymore. So if he does get caught with this again, I doubt it'll be he'll be very lucky off. So I do hope the women you know, get better, and I hope this fuckhead gets what he deserves. You know.
I mean, the thing that gets me is, you know, it says because he's ill and suffering other health problems. Well, what about the mental health of the people that he's assaulted? You know, what do they get? You know, what? I don't know. I think a chunk of it should be, you know, the impact on the victim. That should be the recognition part. You know, I think that's where the key is. I mean, I'm not a death penalty kind of person. I don't agree with it at all, under any circumstance. You know, for me, I think lock them up forever if it's someone who's murdered someone.
That's my view. Like this guy literally. I mean, I agree. I don't even think kicking his ass at the very least will be enough because he's an old guy. Maybe a couple of slaps upside the head at least, from them women, I suppose. But yeah, this guy definitely deserves to be locked up and shit, for the sake of for the safety of others. But hey, Chris, what do you think?
I think this might be a more unpopular opinion, but I think I'm not very keen with either like the death penalty. I would be in favor of if the person chose to die and be assisted euthanasia. And then with the issue of locking someone else up, is that really going to make anything right? And also, he's going to hurt people in prison. He might get hurt himself, but he'll hurt other people.
How the fuck is this guy gonna hurt anyone in prison? I mean, like, I'm pretty sure Bubba can handle himself around this fuck.
I mean, I'm even the most comfortable prison is still a prison of the mind, knowing that you won't get out ever.
Yeah, that maintains the safety for the people. I mean, at least that'll be the best assurance that he never like harms anyone again. So that's my, that's my thing with
it. My primary reason for not liking the death penalty is because in the history of law and things like that, too many mistakes are made. And a great example was one in the UK in the 1970s, early 80s, 70s, where a couple of Irish guys and their family were convicted of a terrorist bomb. The IRA, the Irish Republican Army, were setting bombs off in London and things like that, and there was a Birmingham bombing. And a number of people got hurt and killed. And effectively, these guys, they robbed someone, and the police stopped them, basically, and arrested them, and then fitted them up for the Birmingham bombing. And they were guilty of being Irish. That was it. I mean, yeah, they robbed someone. But when it came to this charge, they were only guilty of being Irish at a time where Irish people weren't very trusted because of the IRA. And things like that. They were guilty of being Catholics, effectively. And so when it came to the court case, the judge said, because we got rid of the death penalty in 1965, I believe it was, and the judge said that if the death penalty was still available to him, he would have used it. And these people were innocent of that charge. They robbed
garbage
because they had nowhere to live.
In the world.
Yeah.
I would respond to what you said.
They robbed someone. They actually stole some money off a hooker. I think they broke into a house.
Either God doesn't exist. Yeah, like my response to this is either God's a piece of shit either God doesn't exist or he's a piece of shit for letting this plan go to shit. But yeah, that's just my response. It's like a problem of evil-esque Epicurean view to it. Yeah. So okay, let's see. This is gonna be a nice one to. Okay, you remember Pastor Manning? Chris, you remember Pastor Manning?
Not offhand.
Oh yeah, that dude, that douchebag.
Okay, well, we got an interesting little sound clip. Yeah, he's back again. Got a new clip of him, and he's raging against some protesters. Let's see. Apparently, they're protesting. They're protesting. Against his hate. No, hold on. Let me just play it, and then we'll comment on it. Okay? And go.
Are you talking about your own self-hatred?
What the fuck? Yo,
yeah, what the fuck?
That guy was fucking having his... Yo, breast stink like another man's butthole.
I think I just looked him up because I couldn't remember who it was. And
God.
And I just found this bit, which is on the Wikipedia entry, and it says, in an interview with the Huffington Post, Manning stated, the homosexual activists are flat out lying about what Jesus would do regarding the detestable, abominable, disease practice and act of homosexuality. They've been lying and saying that Jesus would simply love. Manning has stated that Starbucks will be ground zero for Ebola in the United States because homosexuals frequent the stores and a lot of bodily fluids are exchanged. Manning also stated that Starbucks puts semen in its coffees and that millions of people around the world really think that the taste of semen is quite a flavour. The guy's one gunman short of a posse. Seriously. How you doing, Floyd? Happy Blasphemy Day.
Hey guys, guess we gotta say something blasphemous.
I don't know.
Well, yeah, it's Happy Blasphemy Day. You can say anything blasphemous. We're just talking about crazy ass videos and shit. We just got done with Pastor Manning. Hold on, I just gotta play that last fucking thing back. That was insane.
Play it louder though.
Okay, I'll try. Hold on. Okay. All right.
You are the wretched, unbelievable, despicable, disgrace to humanity. Your breath stinks of another man's butthole.
Yo, I'm not. Yeah, that dude wanna rim drop some guy. Your breath stink like another man's butthole. What the fuck?
What is it? What has he got against Hugh?
Against who?
Hugh. You know the manatee. Hugh manatee.
Oh.
Oh, sorry. That was a terrible joke.
Yeah. I mean, he's got. I mean, he said he. I mean, you read the part where he served time, right, in jail. And that. Yeah. There was a part of his. I think Young Turks interviewed. Yeah, I believe Young Turks interviewed him one time, and he revealed that he did serve time in jail, and he was tempted by by the the gay sex going on in there, but he was not moved by it. But I think let's just say it would be fair to say that that some of it hadn't rubbed off on him. Because seriously, the fact that he's talking to him like this, I mean, come on, like just come out the closet, bro. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Talking about semen in the coffee, the gay demons and the dung eaters and breath smell like some dude's butthole and shit. I mean, come on. What straight dude talks like this? Ridiculous. Also, you want to know what's crazy? Like, friggin', they want to talk about, like gayness being a bad thing, but, like, in, like, the Old Testament, like, they were friggin' marrying, like, multiple wives and shit like this, and even like Yahweh was okay with like incest. Like Lot, who was the most righteous man in town after they left, after they let Sodom and Gomorrah, he had sex with his daughters, but the daughters got him drunk and stuff like this. So yeah, Yahweh's okay with incest.
Mm-hmm.
And that baby is the descendant of Jesus, but even though Jesus is not like that baby is going to be the descendant of Joseph, who is Jesus' father, but God impregnates Mary. Is Mary of well, you know, the bloodline of I don't knows. like really, it makes no sense. Like, how can Joseph even be Jesus' father? Like, it doesn't make any sense. At best, he's like servant father. Like,
Dude, he's like the stepfather in a.
yeah,
I mean, I can only imagine because the fucked up thing about the story is that to my knowledge, they never really fuck. So I can only imagine how frustrated Joseph was all that time.
Well, it says the Gospels say that Joseph didn't know Mary until after Jesus was born, and it does mention Jesus having brothers and sisters, so that could imply that they had sex after Jesus was born. It doesn't go out and say it. Of course, the Catholics don't believe that. The Catholics believe that Mary stayed a virgin, and that the brothers and sisters are talking about are really cousins.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah, okay. So independent of the Catholic tradition, basically Joseph got sloppy seconds. Okay.
yeah.
I didn't know he rolled like that.
I mean, there has been pro-chastity views, throughout Christianity.
Dude, look at freaking Bristol Palin. I mean, come on. I mean, that shit's failed miserably.
Yeah.
I have a meme that is perfect for the Mary one, which is this. And it says, "Oh shit, I better make up one hell of a story to explain this one."
Hey, what? So yeah, I mean, I honestly, like, fundamentalists and how they react to things it's ridiculous. Just the whole thing is crazy. Like, just with regard to sex, it's very, very weird.
I started debunking a video that Brett Keenda's posted like, I don't know, an hour or two ago. It looks like he took it down. He claimed that Hitler was an atheist, and he quotes from Hitler's Table Talk, but that's been debunked. It comes from a French edition that this has fraudulent quotes put into it. If you Google Hitler's Table Talk hoax, there's a lot of information. Richard Carrier wrote an extensive article on it.
Well, I mean, the thing, we know that Hitler and also, was it Goebbels? I think it was. No, Himmler. It might have been Himmler. Can't remember now. Anyway, but it was the propaganda guy, Goebbels. I'm sure that was Goebbels. And what the plan was to get rid of Christianity as such, and have a Nazi version of it, which basically whitewashed the whole Jewish part of Jesus. So Jesus wasn't a Jew; he was a Christian. He was a white guy.
Positive Christianity.
Brett Keane asks, why would Christians want to kill Jews? If Hitler was a Christian, why would Christians wouldn't want to kill Jews? After all, Jesus was a Jew, and so forth. But there's been Christian persecution of Jews ever since the very beginning of Christianity. So, and particularly in Germany, it was heavily anti-Semitic in German culture even before Hitler came on the scene. So
it was all over the place. We had it in Britain.
Yeah, Brett Keane doesn't know what he's talking about. Well, it looks like
Floyd. He's not a Christian. He's a God believer. He's not a Christian.
He just pretends to be one so that he can. Because the truth of it is, he knows that he's not. He made the statement some time ago that Christians pay better when it comes to dodgy. Oh, I'm being kicked out of my house. I need some money. Christians pay better. Skeptics are more skeptical and notice the bullshit.
Oh yeah. Of course. That's how he made the shift. It's not because of ideological differences and shit. He just wants he just wants his money for his pizza, and his Xbox and shit, and Amazon lists. What a fat piece of shit. Brett Keane, you're garbage, and you are the patriarch of garbage. No offense to Brett Keane's family. You guys are cool. It's just that your patriarch is a piece of shit. See there, Brett. I respected your wishes and not attacked your family. I attacked your fat ass.
Yeah, he is a fat sack of shit and a scumbag, a liar, dishonest, deceitful motherfucker who can go. Yeah, Doc Dropper too. He throws his friends on the bus all the friggin' time, every single fucking time, and then he denies it. Denies the bullshit.
I mean, the video that you've responded to, Floyd, is clickbait.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't. He posted. I saw it on Google Plus, and I responded to it, saying, that those Hitler table talk quotes that you're mentioning are from, a fraudulent French edition. And I was going to respond about his claim about saying, Christians would never kill Jews, because so forth. Well, again, history says otherwise.
Yeah.
Maybe he seems to only think about it in America.
But I was going to add more comments to it, but I think I don't see it anymore. So I guess he took it down.
Well, that's anusol for you.
Yep. She basically comes off well, even without bleach. So good job, Floyd. Yeah, actually, no one's shit is better than pulling it out of your ass. But hey, White, how you doing?
Hey, how are you guys doing?
I'm fine, can't complain. Just celebrating Blasphemy right today.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, imagine an all-powerful God caring about blasphemy, being offended by it. It's like, hey, you up there, your mother wears combat boots. It's like, okay, God would really care.
Well, he's eternal,
or their favorite prophets got put in a picture. I mean, that'd be weird.
Yeah.
Little picture.
This headphone on this side is dead, so Hey Wolf, I never seen your face before. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah. Usually tend to stay off, but yeah, pass me the joint. Shouldn't really be much of an issue. I mean, we show them on our Congress building, so if that's blasphemous, so is the entire country.
Well, I got to go. I will catch you later.
All right, see you, man.
Bye.
Okay, yeah, I was trying to help out Brett Keane a little bit because he still wants to interview Kent. So.
You're talking about Kent Hovind?
Yeah. I tried to because he's been asking me to help him out, and I called him and asked, hey, would you like to interview with Brett Keane? And He said, well, yeah, I do hundreds of radio call-in talk shows, stuff like that.
Mm. You know, I could probably see myself talking to that guy, but I probably would have to be drunk first or some form of intoxication. Because, you know, just getting past the fact that he's a con artist, he's also very annoying to listen to. That's what I've discovered. I mean, like, Chris, you were there. How was he?
He's interesting. Are you talking about the Westboro dude?
No, not the Westboro thing. The Kent Hove and interview deconstruction we did.
Oh, that was friggin' awful. He was just lying or spewing what he thought was the truth. Honestly, he's so full of shit, and especially what he's doing recently, he's just.
I personally did an interview with him over the phone. We couldn't get Google Plus to work, but I did one with him over the phone. Very interesting.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't mind talking to him because I mean, you know, people have been saying like Christians have been saying like this guy is some sort of like intellectual powerhouse, but this guy, he's just he's a condescending, arrogant, goofy looking, kind of ugly, like spider jizz eating scumbag. I mean, it's not even funny. I mean. And one would think that after a decade being in jail that he would learn from his mistakes and try to move on better as a person. But recently he's been endorsing his son's vitamin B17 apricot seed pills, which contain cyanide, which is lethal when digested. But you know, fuck science basically because that's just a bunch of man's knowledge. Yeah, facts don't matter to this guy.
Yeah, well, that's their living. They're making a living at it, so they gotta sell product.
Yeah. Saying that those pills fight cancer. Oh yeah, they fight cancer all right. Yeah, with death. Yeah. You don't want painful death? Here, take the easy way out. You know, you'll meet Jesus. What a fucking asshole. Now that guy needs his ass kicked. I mean that is just you know deplorable. Mm. Yeah, but anyway, okay, this has been cool. This has been great. I'm gonna take it off. I'd like to thank everyone for coming out. All right, this has been Wolf King. Happy Blasphemy Day, guys, and peace out. Later.
So